Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's your friend Steven out here in wilkes-barre, PA. And today is July 8th, Tuesday, July 8th of 2020. And this video is just a video that I'm taking as I find this particular building very interesting. The building is located in Wilkes-Barre on I think it's it is Market Street and Wilkes-Barre Township crossroad. I pass this building all the time, and I've heard some stories about it. There's a real estate agent that's got an office in here. She just moved in here, and she's the real estate agent that got me my two homes. And not that I'm coming to visit her today, but I just, I found it not peculiar, interesting, let's call it. I've had a few people tell me that there are, and I'm not sure, but I'm gonna find out. They told me they had some either vintage or vehicles inside in the lobby. So I want to give it a shot and check it out and see what's up. Come with me here. Let's see. I'll find out the name. At this moment, I don't know the name of it, but and they are keeping your social distance and fast face mask. Oh, yes, they do got vintage vehicles. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Okay, I say I don't know the name of the building, but this is beautiful. If you are into antique vehicles, which I am, I love it. I would love to get me one of those, I forget what they call it. It's a Buick. It's beautiful, but this is nice. I see 1911 on there. There's a little medallion that says 1911. I'm assuming that's the year of the vehicle. This is totally nice, really, truly. And look at the wheels. Look how skinny. If anything, they look like bicycle wheels. Where the wheels on my bicycle, are a lot bigger than these here. This is crazy. What size is it? You're welcome, buddy. Universal Tires Company. I don't see a measure. Oh yeah, there they go. It doesn't say the size of that particular tire, but look how skinny that damn tire is. This is nice. Look at the headlights on it. That looks like just crazy. I've never seen a headlight like that before. And the filament in there is peculiar as well. Now I'm not sure. I remember my grandfather, may he rest in peace. He told me when he was, I think he was like, he was in his 70s or 80s when he passed away, and this was years ago. And I remember him telling me stories about he had the vehicles that and I'm not sure if this is it. He had the vehicle that you had to stick, this right here, I don't know what the hell this is right here. But I remember my grandfather telling me stories that he before the vehicle, to get this vehicle started, he would have to stick some kind of a lever in the middle there and crank it, and then the vehicle would start up. But I don't know if that's what that little pole is there for. But it is, wow, it is so peculiar. This is beautiful. It is 1911. It's called a 1911 Everett. This is nice. Just think about it, 1911. Think about it. Back in 1911, they were pimping this car. Could you imagine? And this right here, this light here, it looks more like a lantern, and it is. It is a lantern. Look, it's got the little lever here for the wick to raise the wick up and down. And I guess the bottom here is your where the fluid is reserved or whatever. But check that out. Like right now, cops have the spotlights there, and this is crazy. Okay, and you got your little mirror here on the fender. This is nice. Let's see what it looks like in there. The speedometer, one little speedometer tack, and This is totally crazy. And I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Look, the wipers. That's what I was just going to say. Back in the days, the wipers were not powered. You physically, and if you look, you see where that one, it only has one wiper there. You turn that little lever there, and I guess it, it makes the it makes the wiper go up and down, or sideways or whatever. But again, here in the inside, you got your little tack, your speedometer, I'm guessing. Yeah, it is a speedometer. And then I don't know what that is in the middle, that big lever there in the middle. I don't know what that is. We'll figure it out when we get on the other side here. And then your gear shift there. It's just crazy. And this is, you could tell this is original. Look at how you got the little tear right here on the chair. You imagine this, a 1911. What would that make this? Over 100 years, over 100 years old. And just think about it. Right now, I feel crazy. I'm touching something that was like, that's 100 years old. That was back in, 1911. And then your passenger seating or whatever. This is nice. This is totally nice. And I guess they would consider this like a convertible where you could, right now it's down, but I guess you could tell that looks like it also flops up or whatever in case it's raining or, weather related. And then it's got some nice tires in the back. It's got some knobs on there, snow related. And just check out how, like, the lug nuts, they got, now I've dealt with these kind of, I forget what they call them, these right here, shims. When I drove trucks or whatever, the rims did not have holes. The rim on the truck was held by those shims. Like, I'm assuming this is the same. No, I don't know if it's the same theory, but there were no holes in the rims, right, where you would stick the studs through. You would stick it over the housing of the, I don't know what the hell, the drum or whatever, and then you stick your shimmy and you tighten the bolt. And the shimmy was actually, the shimmies on the rim itself was holding the rim on. And it's crazy because if you didn't tighten them tightly while you're driving, there was that and it's happened to me a couple of times where the tire spun, and it would break the goddamn, the valve stem, and the next thing you know, you got a flat. You got your spare tire holder back here. This is truly nice. Let me go around the other side. This is truly nice. I don't know if I should be able to play around and open this hood and see what the engine looks like. Hang on. Oh, wow. That's an original motor. Oh, my God. It is so small compared to the motors that we have now. From what I understand, I don't know, I forget what they call it. These motors, even though they're 100 years old, these motors will still run. Change the plugs, the wires, or whatever. These motors are like, you can't kill them. You know what I mean? You definitely can't kill them. Your radiator. That hood is a little floppy, so I don't want to mess it. I wanted to open the other side, but it's floppy. Then you got your horn here. Beep beep. Your horn, and look how you blew the horn. No switch on the steering wheel. You. And then, I'm not mistaken, what is that? Is that a fire extinguisher? I don't know what that is, but it's some kind of a canister that's bolted onto the running board. I don't know if that would be, it doesn't look like a fire extinguisher. It looks like something related to the vehicle. That I don't know. If anybody knows what that is, comment below and let me know what that is. But again, I find that peculiar. You don't have a switch for the horn. You pop up, The steering wheel, I don't know what that little lever where the blinker would be. I don't know if that lever, I don't know if they had blinkers in the, yeah, I would assume they had blinkers. Steering wheel is made out of wood. Then, like I said, you got your gear shift there. And all I see is L and H low. I would assume the L is for low and the H is for high. The R is for reverse. And I guess this would be your emergency brake. And then this lever right here, I would assume, changes the gears. And then your brake pedal and your accelerator pedal. It's just a peculiar way how vehicles operated back in those days. Then, like I said, I don't know what those two levers are there for. That one in the middle, that big one in the middle, I don't know what that's for. And look, I don't know if this is I would assume it's original, but the dashboard it feels like it's made out of like a wood. Like, you know, nowadays we got, I don't know what it's made, plastic or whatever the hell, but back in the days, wood was the dashboard or whatever. But I don't know what those two levers, like I said, if any of you guys are familiar with antique vehicles and you know what this one here and that one on the bottom, what they're for, comment below, let me know. And that big one there too, I don't know what kind of controls that would operate or whatever, but this is wild. This is truly wild. I am totally fascinated. You know, this vehicle ran in 1911. And like I said, nowadays, the way, especially the teens, they get their vehicle and the next thing you know, they're putting a high-tech stereo system in it and they're putting body kits and blase. I can imagine back in 1911, somebody was pimping this vehicle, you know? It's crazy. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's another one on the other side. We're going to go check it out. I'm very fascinated about these vintage vehicles, let's call it. That's a beautiful clock. I don't think it's well, it could be vintage. I've never seen a clock where you could see the inner workings of the clock. And then this is nice too. So American flag, and it's made out of what is that? Some kind of parts or whatever. It's nice the way they did that. And then what is this over here? This board here, I don't know what that, let me zoom on it. I don't know, a bunch of different items on there. I don't know what it's representing. Like that one over there, you could tell is representing the American flag, and it has a bunch of items, red, white, and blue. This right here is fascinating. It's just like a bunch of things. Let me zoom out so I can get go check out that other little car they got here, the other vintage. This is a smaller car, but you can tell this at one time this vehicle was driven. This one looks like it has a chain on it. That's the cute. Let me look at the other one. Does it have a chain on it? I don't see a chain on this one. This one here, you can see it has a rear. I'm not gonna go underneath the vehicle, but I'm assuming this one has some type of a drive shaft to make the rear tires move. This one right here looks like it has a chain, and actually the chain is pretty much driving the tires. I'm fascinated with the tires. The tires are so skinny. You know, I got on my Hummer, I don't know what size are those, like 55s or something. They're real wide or whatever. Wide enough that I've gotten a couple of tickets from the local police department. And again, this one is smaller. Some kind, I guess you would consider this a compact vehicle or whatever. And again, that lever in the middle, don't know what that lever in the middle is for. This one here does not, I don't see any kind of speedometer on it. You have your brake pedal, your accelerator. Then that little pedal over there, I'm assuming that's the, I don't know if that would be the emergency brake, because there's two of those little levers. But your little stepping into the vehicle. Then I guess this one has some peculiar headlights or whatsoever.
I just saw that now.
This is a 1905 Rio. 1905 Rio. And I've never heard of a Rio before. That one over there, I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard of that 1911 Everett either. You know, what I'm trying to get at, who makes it? Is it Ford? Ford was like pretty much the biggest vehicle manufacturer back in the day or whatever. And then what this lever is for, this looks like it has something to do with the emergency brake. It's fascinating. Then your trunk, look at the little trunk. You have like a little compartment back here made of wood or whatever. And I guess you would consider this your trunk where you put your personal items in. And I don't know, this vehicle, believe it or not, the other vehicle that we were looking at, that 1911 Everett, looks like it's metal, pure metal. This right here, this vehicle looks like it's made more of wood. Now, mind you, it's that one, the Everett, is 1911. Like I said before, everything on there looks metal, except for the dashboard and some other items or whatever. And this one is a 1905, so there's I guess a somewhat like a 10-year difference or whatever, you know, older. So you would think before they got into making vehicles pure metal or metal, they were wood related, making the vehicles wood. Well, again, I find this one peculiar or whatever. And what's that on there? Coca-Cola lips or whatever. And then this right here, I don't know what that is. It's just, but they have some peculiar artwork, which I'm fascinated. It's beautiful. You know, I commend them. Whoever put it together, I don't know what you know. I would like if they had some kind of on the wall there what it represented or whatever, but it is totally beautiful, definitely. But again, look at this 1905 Rio. This is like a compact vehicle compared to that 1911 Everett there. Again, I say the vehicle looks like it's made out of wood. Okay, the front hood or whatever is metal, but now from the hood back, it looks like it's wood. You know, I don't know if that's the way it was manufactured, or there were, you know, things, you know, aftermarket, let's say. But fascinating. And those tires freak me out because they're so skinny or whatever. And then I guess, I don't know what you would call this one light in the back, like it ain't tail lights. I gotta imagine back in the days they had, maybe this is considered a tail light, so this way, yeah, not even. It looks like a license plate, like, because it's facing the license plate. You can see the lens is facing the license plate. But you know, you would think if you're driving out late at night or whatever, you gotta let the person back there know. And see, look at the little hood, the trunk, let's call it. Yeah, this is where you would put your little personal items or whatever. This is truly nice, truly nice. And again, I say, it looks like it's chain driven. It looks like it's, you know, like it's not an what the hell they call it? It's not a drive shaft. It looks like it's driven by chain or whatever. This is truly nice. I am very fascinated. Now, what is that? There's a piece of artwork outside. We came in through the back. This is the front entrance that we're looking through. They look like they have some type of artwork out there in front that we might see. Let's see what's back here. You know, I'm not gonna go roaming around because I'm not even supposed to be. I don't have any business in this building. I truly like it. A bunch of people told me about, but they told me they had a bunch of vehicles in here, and maybe I misunderstood them. Apparently, they only have 2 vehicles, but it's still nice. It is truly nice or whatever. I guess this is security here, a security's little desk or whatever, because they got the security camera up there. And the elevators, look at the elevators, the artwork on the elevators. This is nice, this is really nice. And what is this? It's not the Statue of Liberty. Some type of, I don't know what you would call her. And she's holding some kind of a torch. This is nice. Let's see. Let's take a trip upstairs and see if there's anything on the 2nd floor before we leave. Okay. Let's go to the 2nd floor. We're on the 1st floor. Okay, this is nice. I've seen some buildings like the courthouse, but they got the money and they're making the money. The courthouse is made out of, they have a lot of marble, let's call it. I love that marble. I would love my home to look like that. And what is this here? Globus? I don't know, I've never seen that before. Free, please help yourself to a book or 2 or 3. That's nice. I get a bunch of magazines sent to my house. I don't know how. The only magazines that I've applied for is This Old House and car magazines, but I've been getting Vogue and some other magazines that, in my opinion, are female related, and I just look to I donate it. Now look at this here. I guess these are they look like magazine covers from back in the day or whatever. This is nice. They got some nice artwork here. I've never been in here before. I see one particular business here is rehabilitation or whatever. PATA, rehabilitation specialist. Like I said, I've never come in this building before. And a bunch of my friends were telling me about the cars down there. But there's only 2. I thought I misunderstood. I thought there were a lot. And this is a nice artwork. Now I'm going to show you something. I would love to have that in my house. That looks like some kind of what did they call those warriors back in the day? That they had the 2 horns. No, I don't know if they were Spaniard or Vikings. That's it, Vikings. This is nice. This is truly nice. It looks like I got a crack here too. Like unfortunately, but that's nothing to deter. It's still a beautiful piece of art. I would guess they would consider this particular a Viking or whatever. I call it a Viking because of the 2 horns on the helmet or whatsoever. And then he has the cane with a, it looks like an eagle. It is an eagle or some kind of a bird. I'm assuming an eagle or whatever. But this is beautiful. I would love to have that in my house. Let's see what's down here. I'm not going to go in deep. Like I said, I'm not supposed to be here. All right. Looks like it's an office building for sure. It is an office building. Like I said, I don't know. A couple of months ago, I ran into my real estate agent who sold me on the house, and she was trying to sell me on more. But right now, things are at a standstill before I go spend any crazy money, because I would love to buy another house. My intentions are, I don't think this year, I think maybe possibly next year, I'm thinking of moving to Florida. But I don't want to sell my homes. I want to keep them, rent them out, keep them rented. That'll be income. Now look at this piece of art here. This piece of art is of a nose and mouth, and it's just the bottom portion of the head or whatever. There's no As you could see, there's no continuing of a forehead and the brain or whatever. It's peculiar art, but nice. Okay, peculiar art, but nice. But again, I say, possibly next year. I'm definitely going. My kid's mother moved out to Florida, and it's just me and my two kids out here. And I don't want to sell my home, my houses, because in my opinion that would just, yeah, you'll get a nice chunk of money, but as we all know, you could, my God, please, I used to walk around with $1,000 in my pocket. No lying. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to tell you. I would walk around with 1,000. I would take $1,000 out, put it in my pocket, go out for the day. By the end of the day, I was down to maybe like $200-300. I don't know where the hell the money was going. You know, I mean, I was taking care of my bills and all that, but you could end up spending ridiculous. You could end up spending quick money. Anyway, I'm gonna leave. Again, 1905 Rio, that little small compact vehicle, very nice. This is my favorite one here. This is a 1911 Everett. I would like to know the manufacturer, Ford, Chrysler, or whatever. It doesn't state that. It just says 1911 Everett and 1905 Rio. I'd like to know who the manufacturer. If you guys know who the manufacturers of these two vehicles are, comment below. Let me know. You know, I like to learn things like that. My mind, I'm a very inquisitive, I'm a very curious person, and I hope a lot of people are like that. Well, let's see, there's something else. Let's go outside. I would love to have this on my property here. There, that telephone booth. Now, mind you, I'm not sure. I think I was looking on Craigslist, and there was somebody selling one of these telephone booths, but he wanted $2,000 for it. And all it is just an empty box. But listen to me when I tell you. Let me open it up. This, I think, is very popular in London. You see a lot of these in London. When the guy, the way he worded it on his post, not only was he selling it for $2,000, but you needed some kind of machinery to lift it up. It is roughly like 2,000 pounds, and that's crazy. You know, I've bought a few soda machines. I got one right now in the parking lot of the storage place. It's putting a couple of dollars here and there in my pocket, but nothing dramatic. But it's heavy like a son of a bitch. You know, I would think like maybe 500-700 pounds. And between me and two other people, or the last one that I bought, it was me and a female friend, and they had it outside the business. I backed right up to it, and between me and the female friend of mine, we backed right up to it, and then just, you know, threw it in, you know, tilted it until it fell into the back of my pickup truck, and then just pushed it in, strapped it, came home. But anyway, I couldn't imagine trying to, you know, 2,000 pounds, forget about it, you know. But this is a beautiful building. I'm not gonna go to the front. I gotta go. I got an appointment in the next 10 minutes, so I'm gonna leave you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nothing spectacular. A couple of my friends told me about the vehicles in this building. I pass it all the time. They are renting. They must have a bunch of offices for rent. And what caught my attention was, it says, the sign, it's in the front, office space available starting at $350 a month. So now in my mind, I'm saying, would there be a need? Because I pretty much operate out my house. I just have, I let go of one, but I got two garages, if you want to call them that. One in Kingston, and the other one was in Wilkes-barre behind Nation Auto. And to me, I pay $1,000 a month on each of them. So to me, that's just like, damn, you know, I got to come up with $2,000 a month. That's just for the rent. it's a big nut to crack, you know. So slowly but surely, I've been downsizing. Now with the pandemic, you know, the way it hit me, forget about it. I'm downsizing more. But you know, when you got an office space or whatsoever, in a sense, it attracts business, because when people, let's say in my line of work, my average job is bringing in like maybe 600-700. Okay, my average job is bringing in that amount of money. So now if you're looking, and I always told, you go to somebody, I get calls for estimates. Pull in front of somebody's house with some rusty, broken down truck, and you're trying to quote them for $2-3 grand or a few grand or whatever the case may be. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna look at your equipment. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They, you know what I'm trying to get at. They would laugh at you. So now you pull in front of somebody's business or home in a nice vehicle, well maintained, and basically you can get what you're asking for, you know. So what I was trying to say about the office space, you're giving, in business, appearance means a lot. Office space, having customers come to your office, and you know, you giving them, you know, an hour or whatever time of, you know, a selling pitch or whatever. I don't know, at this time with this pandemic, everything has been, forget about it. Listen guys, I'm sorry, I know I talk a lot and I apologize for that. I'm a very chatty person. Anyway, like I said before, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next video. I'm going out later on tonight and do some spirit hunting. All right guys, see you on my next one.